not 2 o'clock because there's the ship sailing into the sunset. It is your response. If that sort of thing happens, it's kind of a negligence. You should have really made a point to get there. Again, the ship isn't going to wait for you. The insurance covers you for things that are unexpected, unforeseen. If you miss the ship because if you were injured or had an accident or something else, then that's a different story. If you just missed the ship because you lost track of time and all that, you're going to be on your own. That is not an accidental sort of event, even though it wasn't planned. Because there are those people that would say, oh, but I really wanted to be left behind in Tahiti.
Yeah.
Oh, darn, I missed my boat to Los Angeles. I guess I'm going to have to stay here till next spring. So, no, it is a good question. But things that are preventable versus things that are accidental.
Mm-hmm. Say you're in a taxi getting back to the port and the taxi gets in an accident.
Covered.
There we go.
Yeah.
What happens if you're in that taxi and you get caught in traffic and that's beyond your control?
Well, some of these things are kind of falling into some of the gray area, and I'm not an insurance underwriter, and by no means do I want to profess to be the authority on some of these things. It may come down to a debate on, you being able to document what took place, because it is an insurance policy. So remember, the mindset of these companies is they're betting that they're not going to have to pay out anything. They're betting that everything is going to go the way it's planned.
Hunky-dory.
And if you have problems, they just need documentation and proof. If you get sick, if you get injured, if things are happening at home, you have to return home, your plans change. As long as there's documentation, that's credible. It can't be, written on a napkin. I was with Joe in the bar when he, missed the taxi. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. However, you get the telex on the ship that someone's ill at home. You have to be airlifted out of the next port of call and flown back home because someone's critically ill. All that's documented. And those are the costs that add up so quickly. So that answer your question, Eric? You good with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. And, I'm talking about this one particular company. There's other companies out there, but Travel Guard is one of our preferred vendors. They're absolutely amazing. I've met some of these founders and the people in this company. They have put their clients first every single time, and they go way out on limbs to make things right for people. And it's coverage you can count on. They are a travel company, but they have a worldwide presence. And they're there to help, assist with solutions. And I've got a couple of really neat different stories that they shared with me. They call them their true travel tales. And these, I'll paraphrase this one story. This couple, they were down in a little village just north of Puerto Vallarta called Sayulta. And they were there, and they wanted to get away from it all. They were having a good time. It was quiet. It was, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And the gentleman, the couple, he was in the water. He was swimming around. He comes out, and when he comes out, he notices his hand is just burning and hurting. And when they looked closer, they realized, and they found out that he had been stung by a sea urchin about 5 times. Ooh. So they went to the little local doctor right there in that little teeny town, and he gave him an IV drip and did a few things, and steroids, but it only lasted like 30 minutes of relief. So they realized they needed to take him to Puerto Vallarta, which again was about an hour away. And they get to Puerto Vallarta, and at this point you're frantic. When you are traveling and things go wrong, and maybe you don't speak the language. These people I'm talking about right now did not speak Spanish. And you are at the mercy of, hopefully there's somebody in the facility that can communicate with you well, that can give you some sound advice on what's happening or what the recommended plan is. And what they did is they called Travel Guard. They said, you know what, we need help. And they had their policy. They buy the travel actual protection through us at World Travel, and you're going to have all the instructions on who to call for what situation when you're traveling. They have international numbers and, how to reach people. Right. And you're going to call someone who's there 24 hours a day that's going to say, okay, Eric, here's what you got to do. Here's your number. We're going to get somebody at the hospital to help you. And they call. They'll get somebody in there to speak on your behalf, translate to help, maybe speaking with an American doctor. Maybe you have to be medevaced out. and those costs, are covered.
Right.
So it's amazing. And again, that's just one of many, many different things that they can do for you. They also have a very hearty corporate traveler program as well. And this is something, again, that we're so proud to offer through the World Travel Family of Agencies. And by the way, our California Seller of Traveler license number is 1005049-10. I should mention that. They have a great corporate program that I'm happy to discuss with any of your listeners if they want to reach out to us. Go to the website, call us at 800-200-2299. But they can help put together an incredible insulated plan for your travelers, so when they are traveling, especially overseas, certainly overseas, you can break your leg skiing in Colorado and you're going to love this insurance protection. But on the other hand, if you're someplace out of the country, it's nice to have that security of having an organization that's going to support you. I know one example they gave me, there were some folks in a Central American country earlier in the year. There was an attempted coup. They flew in almost like a special ops group under the radar, extracted these people, got them out before there was any harm done to them. And that's an incredible protection to have.
Right.
The world's turned into a little bit of a scarier place than it's ever been, and it's nice to know that there's a company like Travel Guard, which we promote very, very strongly through the World Travel, all of our offices. And so that's what that's all about.
And that's good. And Carol, would you bump that number one more time, please?
Sure. The toll-free number for our office is 1-800-200-2299. Like us on Facebook. Go and enter that.
That's
Try
right,
to get that $250 travel voucher. We're going to announce that lucky winner on November 18th. And, so we look forward to hearing from you, because I'll tell you, we know how to make the trips wonderful. We know how to protect your investment as well when you're traveling through Travel Guard Insurance.
That's some really interesting information.
Well, Carol, thank you, and stay tuned, because Carol's going to be right back. We've got to take a small break, and we'll be right back.
Foreclosed Cleaning reminds everyone that each year 186,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. Know the many risk factors and get answers about breast cancer. Call 1-800-221-2141 for information on prevention and treatment. This message courtesy of Foreclosed Cleaning, where they clear, clean, and repair REO Bank-owned foreclosure homes. Foreclosed Cleaning will remove furniture, carpets, debris, garbage, and more. They will take it out of the home, haul it away, and recycle too. Call Foreclosed Cleaning at 951-588-8957 or visit them online at foreclosedcleaning.com. Fontana Radiator Services reminds everyone that each year 186,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. Know the many risk factors and get answers about breast cancer. Call 1-800-221-2141 for information on prevention and treatment. That was compliments of Fontana Radiator Services, where service is more than a word, it's a fact based on radiator automotive expertise, backed by the right equipment and proven by customers who will not trust their radiators to anyone but Fontana Radiator Services at 17635 Arrow Boulevard in Fontana. Stop in or call 909-822-8737.
And we're back. And we had to take that little commercial and say hello to everybody. And if you just tuned in, you're listening to Let's Go Shopping with Bev, co-host Diane, right here on lovely KCAA 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind. And we are talking to Carol from World Travel. And Carol, you're on up, hon.
Well, thank you again. It's such a pleasure to be here. And, I wanted to share with your listeners a great thing that we have going.
That's
and
right.
For those of you that haven't heard this on the previous weeks, we are so excited because do you know what we're doing on May 5th, 2012, also known as
Cinco de Mayo? No, we don't know. And how excited are we?
We're very excited because we have put together this amazing cruise through
That's
Princess
right.
Cruises. It's on the Sapphire Princess with the Let's Go Shopping hosts.
Woo-hoo.
They are going to be on the
Party
ship,
time.
and it's going to be And, I really want to emphasize that this is such a quality ship. I mean, it really, for some of you that might have been on maybe an evening or a party boat at some point.
Right.
This is fabulous quality, and I can't emphasize that enough. Now, do you have fun? Do they have fun clubs? Do you have karaoke, and do you dance all night? Absolutely.
Of course.
Do you want to relax by the pool, read a book, escape, sit on your balcony, and just watch the waves go by? Absolutely. The choice is going to be yours, but I'll tell you what, the space is going fast. You need to call and book your space right now. And Ruby, out of our Santa Ana office, is actually the one who's coordinating the group. I'm going to give you her number right now to call in, book your space. It's 714-835-8111. She's at extension 312. And I'll tell you, up through this next Wednesday, there's an extra incentive in place for the next 25 people that call in to book their stateroom on the Let's Go Shopping, or as I call it, the Let's Go Sailing cruise, May 5th with Bev and Diane and Christina. There's a double incentive in place for you right now. First thing
do tell us.
It is so exciting. Put your seatbelts on, folks, because it's good. You know what the first thing is? You're going to get a personalized to your name, autographed, signed photograph from these beautiful ladies to you.
And everybody out there wants one.
Well, yes, they do. They do immediately,
my
if not
gosh.
sooner.
And you know what? I don't want to see them on eBay, folks. Hold on to them. They're going to hold their value. The second incentive is everyone that books by this Wednesday, which is November 9th. And what booking means is you actually call in, you make your reservation, you put down your deposit. What's required for your deposit right now? $100 per person. That's it. Put it on a credit card. You can lock it in. You don't have to make your final payment until around March of next year, March 1st. So you've got a few months, get through the holidays, you can weather all that, but you need to put your deposit down. Okay? That's important for you to get on the group. Now, the second part of the incentive that I mentioned, besides the personalized photograph of these lovely ladies, is out of those next 25 folks that call in to book their stateroom on the wonderful Let's Go Sailing cruise, 4 lucky listeners, just 4, not 6, not 5, not 100, but the next 4. There's going to be 4 lucky listeners who are actually going to have dinner with these lovely ladies one of the nights on the ship. Now, maybe to some of you that is not a big deal, but there are lots of us big fans out there that would love to have, what do these ladies eat? What do they do when they're at the table? Let's talk about shopping tips. I mean, you're going to have a captive audience with them, and it's just really, really fun. For those of you that have cruised before, you know how wonderful and relaxing and luxurious and tasty everything is. But, just imagine that one of the other highlights of your trip, if you're one of the 4 that gets selected, how nice that'll be. And it's not going to be like 4 random people. It'll be like 2 groups of 2, or we'll balance that out so we're not just having 4 strangers. But the gist of it is you're going to be able to actually meet these lovely ladies. And even though on the ship itself, during that week, we're going to have a Q&A session. We're going to have a hosted cocktail reception. We're going to have some other fun and games and all kinds of shenanigans. And I'll tell you, it's going to be so much fun. So call Ruby. Or if you prefer emailing Ruby, her email address is rsanford, RSANFORD, @WTBinc.com. And she'll set you up. And I'll tell you, the space is going fast. We encourage you to jump on ship right now. That's
I wish we could.
And there's other incentives in there as well. We're going to have an amenity booklet that's worth over $200. You're going to have, like I said, the hosted cocktail reception. A few other things are going to be thrown in there. But not only that, you're going to be calling on some of the most beautiful cities in California. Ship sails out of Los Angeles. It goes